Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Well, hello, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Hello.
What's up?
Yeah. Getting at it here. Well, I got a lot of interesting stories that rolled in today. A follow-up to a topic we had on the regular show of weird things people put up their butt.
Denny said he could not keep up with the phone calls.
That's apparently a thing. I mean, a big thing. I've heard of it before, but my heavens, the weird items that people just jam into their sphincter is unbelievable. Renee sent us an email, said, I'm an ER nurse, and I was working in New York City, and this is my patient that had a double D battery shoved up his ass. And I can't get in trouble because I took the picture of the x-ray, but you can't see any of the patient information. This happens very often. So, yeah, I think all those x-rays you see, they can do it because if you're watching KVJ TV, that's a bat tray.
Wow, that thing went through, like it's in there.
And it goes right in between your hips, like, so it's almost like it spotlights it. You see?
So you don't poop that out then? There's no way to poop that out?
No, I think it's when it goes up like that. Yeah, it's not like...
So did that go past the...
Yeah.
The point of no return.
It did.
Did that go up into something?
There's the point past the point of no return.
It made it.
Point. Yeah, I don't think you get it out yourself.
Okay, so that's the problem. When it goes past the anal canal, then you have an issue.
Yeah, I don't know what that point is, but there is a point of no return.
It's like the wall in Game of Thrones. Once you go past, man, you're fucked.
There's no going back. It's just, yeah. I mean, that's what happens.
Denny's was telling me what probably happens, and people were saying people don't think it's going to go up their butt, and what will happen is they'll lube it up. Let's say it's a cucumber. They're holding it on at the bottom, and then they get so into it that all of a sudden it slips and goes in, and they try to grab it, and they can't because their fingers are so slippery.
And then it goes up past and into your intestine?
Yeah. I mean, up in that area, whatever that is.
Oh my gosh, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Is that why when you see like those butt plugs that people use, they always have that like big round piece on the end, like kind of
They
a
got a
door
stopper.
stop?
It does.
Yeah.
It stops it from
That
going.
if you can get it past the stopper, you're really impressive.
All right, so you're not supposed to put it in past the stopper because the stopper is going to stop it from going up into your throat.
Not unless
Exactly.
you're just that amazing.
And me and Dennis were talking. Why would you just not buy a big ass dildo if that's what you're into? Why would you just not get the right instruments for the trade?
Maybe if the mood strikes you and you're at home and you don't want to go to the adult video warehouse and you start looking through the drawers in the kitchen and you're like, ooh, look at this. I've got a muddler.
Oh, I got a lightsaber. I got a wiffle ball bat. A mannequin arm.
I can see how I can get away from you.
And plus, a lot of people, you're right. If the urge just comes upon you and you don't want to go out in public, you can't go to Amazon.
I can see it. You know, you get all wrapped up in the moment. You need to stick a electric toothbrush in your ass.
I mean, Amazon may get you something the next day, but not for that night.
Yeah.
You're in it, baby.
Rachel said, my father did his residency at Jackson Memorial, and one of his ER stories was the man who came in with a light bulb stuck in his butt. They had to do emergency surgery because the fiberglass, and they had to remove part of the intestine to get it out safely.
I've heard that light bulb in the butt story from a few ER doctors.
The other one that we were trying to figure out if the nurse was just joshing us or if she was legit, but she said she had several people come into the hospital and they had a gerbil going in their butt.
Yeah, I heard there are a couple ones that came in about that.
Okay, is that real? And if you are into butt play, why would you want a gerbil? There's so many other things you could use.
I think it tickles.
But get something else that tickles.
Okay, can we get something that's not mean to the gerbil community?
Yeah.
Like, what about these poor gerbils?
There's other things.
Do you not care?
There has to be other things that tickle other than a gerbil.
I don't know, man.
Does it kill the gerbil? Because that's not cool.
Well, it definitely doesn't bring life
Well,
to
if
him.
gerbil likes it. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of options. He's like, you don't want to go to the stinky tunnel.
If you had a gerbil and you put it up Kevin's butt, his pumpkin booty, his cheeks would snap that thing.
Yeah.
So then you got to get a dead gerbil out of your ass?
That's why I don't think it's real.
I don't know.
It can't. People can't like that. There's no way.
Why would they do it?
How's the gerbil breathing?
I think it burrows and then
small breasts.
It burrows and then once it gets in there, I think it dies. There's no way that thing comes out alive.
I think it goes in there and maybe just claws around a little bit.
You got to declaw it. You can't have it having full-on claws.
I think some people like the claws. A little pain with their pleasure.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I'm sure if you could put
Couldn't that cause internal bleeding?
But can't they buy like a tool that simulates that? You know,
they do.
Like,
They have to.
it's called the gerbil foot.
Let me see if they got the gerbil
And it
foot.
simulates like a little tap dancing gerbil up in your butthole. I mean, can't they do that so using a real gerbil?
Why can't you put, you might not know this reference, the Wonder Pets, they have, one of them is a gerbil. It's a cartoon for kids. But they make little Wonder Pet figurines that like move around. Why can't you put a Wonder Pet in your butt?
I don't know.
Why do you have to put a real gerbil?
I don't know. A lot of the gerbil stuff is not from anything of modern times. We've got articles from '98.
It's a big decade for gerbils in your butt.
There's a complete history of gerbiling.
Is that what it's called?
It's called gerbiling.
Gerbiling.
It is.
Gerbil. So, I mean, it's obviously a thing if it's got a name.
I cannot picture anyone really being into this.
You need to picture Richard Gere doing it.
No, of course, look, as soon as you said that, his picture is the first thing that comes up.
Yeah.
It's so not fair.
Yeah. Wow. Somebody, Megan said there's a video on YouTube with a mason jar that actually breaks. Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Why are you putting breakables up in there?
A mason jar
I don't
is
get it.
big.
YouTube or you porn?
They say YouTube on that. I don't know. Maybe it is you porn. I don't know. Crazy. People put anything up in their butt.
If the queen wanted to do some stuff where she's putting things in your butt, not a gerbil, of course.
No.
But and it turned her on,
No.
and it got her real horny as
Nope.
shit. No.
Nope.
All right.
Nope. 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 Not
We're
my
going to have to
thing.
figure something else out.
Yeah. Nope.
But that was the thing that got her going. That was really her thing.
We don't know. It might be.
I'm not saying gerbil. I'm just saying, you know.
Kevin won't let her go there.
I would do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Okay, meatloaf.
Yeah. That's it. Not a chance. Other stuff I just mentioned right at the end. Of course, we get a ton of emails on it. Weather control. The whole HARP stuff. Yeah, talking about that and what's going on with the hurricanes now. And I think, when you're in it, it feels like, oh my gosh, this is so much. And so you got people that are fighting on social media about global warming. They'll be like, see, this is what we did. Other people going, this is just usual, not a big deal. There's no such thing as global warming. And they got people like going, it's the government, they can control the weather. And this is some kind of I don't know, thing that they're doing to try to get at us. And so people are fighting about that. And, some people are going, don't even give in to all the stupid talk about these conspiracy theories. And then conspiracy theorists like being like, you guys are stupid for not talking about it. The world needs to know. It's because people in the media don't talk about it.
Oh yeah, no matter if you talk about any kind of conspiracy theory, I have learned, especially on the regular program here, not the podcast. I'm saying 6 to 10, people get pissed, and they think just because you're bringing up a conspiracy that you support it and believe it, and that's not the case.
All I did was say people were fighting about it.
Well,
They are.
it's a thing. People, there is a thing. There's a movement of people who do believe that.
And we don't know if it's real or not. Can't you just talk about something and not know if it's true or not?
Sometimes it's cool to talk about crazy shit that may or may not happen.
Talking about that crazy shit, some people are wanting to know when your Weird and Whatever podcast is going to be coming back.
It'll be on Thursday.
Okay.
Irma gets another one.
I know, right?
Irma did fuck everything up.
Fucking Irma.
And plus there's been a rescheduling of people's jobs, so it's...
Oh, man. You people and their damn jobs.
I know.
What the heck? Something that annoys me about as much as hurricanes, Jake Paul. Gucci Mane won a Video Music Award, and he went gold for his latest collaboration, and now he's going to be working with Jake Paul, the YouTuber.
For what? To make a video, like a music
Set
video?
to release a track with YouTube's most hated and loved personality, Jake Paul. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of hated / love people on YouTube.
Yeah, I guess that's just it. I mean, honestly, anymore, it's you just got to make people feel one way or the other, and that's really the whole thing.
I have a new YouTube person that I cannot stand. Have you guys seen that Daddy of 5, Mommy of 5? They got in trouble by...
Well, you hate the mommies and daddies.
No. This is different. This is those mean parents that would scare the shit out of their kids, and they got in trouble
They're not just
for
annoying;
it.
they're awful people, right?
They're not annoying. They're not only annoying, but they're awful people, and they're still trying to do their YouTube thing.
You showed me them.
And,
They're disgusting.
the dumbest shit. They were doing one one video where the dad who thinks he's so funny, we're gonna go see it, and then the mom's like, "What do you mean we're gonna go see it? We're gonna go see it." He's talking about the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. It like that's their shtick. Oh, fucking terrible. Millions of views.
Yeah. Here's my boy Jake Paul. They've got this latest like little collaboration. I don't know what it is. I know we're gonna work on doing our own Jake Paul spoof.
Yeah.
You say what's up to the Jake Paulers too?
Hey man, shout out to all the Jake Paulers out there, man. From
Yo,
Guwap.
I don't think they're ready for this track though. They're not ready.
Now this song right here is a
I'm
hit.
not.
Listen, if y'all sleeping on Jake Paul, y'all finna know I'm talking about. We got a banger.
He knows his game. I mean, I wouldn't.
I can't do it, man.
What?
Don't know.
You've gotten me to really not
Is
like
Jake
him.
Paul gonna sing?
Yeah, he and his brother Logan Paul, they do some rap stuff. Cannon is always playing, their like little rap songs that they do. So that's kind of their whole thing. It's like, oh man, just hate to hear there's more material coming because unfortunately I'm not going to be able to get away from it.
I do want to make the spoof video of us all being Jake Paulers. You're Jake Paul though.
I'm happy to.
You're Kevin Ralster.
Yeah.
Where's Mama Ralsters?
Wow. Sitting on the level of Jake Paul, but there's a couple things that are tanking going the opposite way. One, the Emmys. They say bad ratings again, and they did that whole little spoof they did was about how great the audience was going to be, the ratings. That was their big bit that everybody was talking about.
And Spicer definitely caused some controversy on both sides. People were pissed that he was at an all-liberal type of thing, and then liberals were pissed that, whatchamacallit, Corrigan or James Corden kissed
James
him.
Corden.
They couldn't believe it. So both sides were just fucking couldn't believe it.
Yeah. That was one of those things, but apparently, unlike Jake Paul that's polarizing, or the Cash Me Outside girl, this is not getting ratings. 11.4 million viewers. They said it was just a tick up from the record-setting low last year of 11.3 million.
So 2 years in a row.
Yeah, so I just feel like reality show, or not reality shows, but award shows are just, they don't, it seems like every time one comes out, we just are talking about how it's the lowest ratings ever for. I think people are like,
They're boring.
They're boring.
There's nothing special about it. There's really nothing worth watching.
Unless you're in the film or television industry and you kind of have a stake in something.
You're right.
It's kind of an inside thing that a lot of us can't really relate to.
And I think they're so watered down because there's so many awards. It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't mean anything. It's like, what does that mean to me? Nothing.
The other thing that got really bad ratings was J-Law's first bomb, that movie Mother.
I saw that.
It was one of only 7 movies to receive an F rating of all time.
Really?
F rating meaning it's the worst. Nobody wants to see it. They say if you get a C rating for a movie, that you are looking to have a bomb. An A rating means you're going to have a pretty good hit. A B says you're not in good shape. C is a fucking flop. D and F, you are done.
Yeah, they were saying that this movie is just like hard to watch. Like it doesn't make sense and it's hard to follow and it's not even like shot right.
It's so funny you said that. Because me and Denny's watched 2 trailers of it because we wanted to see what all the bad hype was. We looked at each other and go, what the fuck was that about?
What is this?
We read the comments. Everyone goes, what is this about? Nobody knew what it was.
I think people are leaving the movie saying the same thing.
Clearly they didn't nail it with the trailer because you watch the trailer and you're some spooky shit's going on and J-Law seems distressed, but what the fuck?
Yeah, she's actually kind of tanked with her last couple ones. I think Passengers bombed too.
But this one, I guess, bombed
Real
at a
bad.
next level.
Different level of bombing, huh?
Yeah, I guess the F rating. They only had 7 or 8 movies that's ever received an F rating.
Wow.
In the history of movies, which I kind of found kind of shocking.
That is not good for that movie.
That is kind of. She had such a run.
She did.
And I guess that's what happens. Everybody ebbs and flows. But I mean, she went from Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle, X-Men, Hunger Games, all those kind of like movies, bam, 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 and then boom.
You're gonna
she's gonna be okay.
Oh, you're gonna have some duds in there. They say if you have 3 major duds within a year or 2, that's when you should be worried.
I think you're right. I think it's about spacing it out.
Yeah.
You should expect probably about every 6 movies going to tank, but if you can do like 5 good ones in between, you'll stay an A-lister. Mariah Carey, her new reality show got canceled. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The docuseries? It's not coming back?
No, one and done, baby.
But was it a real docuseries where she was being open and honest about how diva-like she is?
Of course not. But that's why I loved it. Really? They're not going to bring it back?
Nope, done. One and done. That's out. Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I do. Yippee!
I'm actually crushed.
Yeah.
As a little lamb, I mean, I don't want to speak for anybody else in the room, but
Yeah.
I'm going to tear up.
Yeah. I don't think anybody wants to watch her, obviously.
It was such a train wreck. It was so good.
Apparently not. Not the right way.
I just like a peek. I like a peek inside the world, and that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw, like, oh, wow, this chick does definitely not have it all together.
Yeah.
It's definitely a little messy.
Something else that's trending down, the NFL. I saw the ratings in last week were not good for TV. And the two new teams, they plunked down into L.A. If you watched the Dolphins game on Sunday, you might have noticed that the 27,000-seat stadium, which might be smaller than FAU Stadium that they were playing in for the Chargers, a temporary home, wasn't even sold out.
Why do you think this is happening? The NFL's the king.
I don't know. It's a great question. I know it had dropped off, and some people tried to lay blame on the people that were protesting the national anthem. I don't know if that's the case or it's unrelated issues. I got to tell you, for me, with the NFL, I'm a college football fan because, one, I grew up in the area of it. People around like New York and New York City, you don't have a big college team, so NFL was your thing. But if you grew up, to me, if you have been exposed to great college football and even good NFL, college football wins out because every single school that is like a powerhouse school, they've got their own traditions, their own cool things. It is like something that is completely awesome. And few NFL teams have that. And you don't have college teams like you don't have Ohio State moving to Missouri, and that's the thing that happens in the NFL. And both these teams in LA that had poor attendances last week are teams that just moved from different cities.
But I get that for actually watching the game there in the stadium, but why do you think there's a dropping in the ratings, though? I mean, the ratings...
Yeah, the TV ratings, I think those kind of things, I think, do play into it because I think you've got the city of San Diego and St. Louis right now that are completely disenfranchised, so you knock those two cities out, they're not going to watch the NFL. That's part of it. And then, man, they shop players around like crazy. I mean, your head is on a swivel just trying to keep track of who's doing what.
But have they always done that, and all of a sudden there's just a weird thing going on? Why? Because, I mean, every time you look at the ratings for the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah, it's been huge.
It's been monstrous.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the reason why they think that the ratings might be down this week.
So I heard what you said, some people protesting because of the anthem. Then I've also heard people protesting because of Colin Kaepernick. I've heard from all
It kind of goes both
angles.
ways. The Kaepernick thing is very polarizing. Yeah, so
Did he get picked up by an NFL team?
No, and a lot of players are saying that he should, that it's a BS that he's not been picked up, that it's a political thing, and the owners, he's too polarizing, they don't want to pick him up. And even within locker rooms, you got some players saying that they should, other players saying they shouldn't.
Is he good though? Can he still play? Is he a good player?
That's a debate. Some people are saying, is it for if it's for football reasons alone and the price that he wants? I get it. It's legit. If it's because of the anthem protests, and some people are saying with how good he is, how much he wants money-wise, and the baggage that comes with him because of the anthem protest, because there are some people saying, I wouldn't support that team because of that. Then some people are saying that perfect storm of those three reasons together is why he's not getting a job.
I mean, if you bring a ton of baggage, you have to bring a ton of talent too.
Right. And I guess he's got a couple of people in his life that he really has been listening to. I think there's a female, maybe she's a girlfriend, and then
Yeah,
there's
he's got a girlfriend, yeah.
a manager, but they're very vocal, the two
Right.
of them, and they were everywhere talking about, oh, don't worry, Kaepernick's going to be picked up before the start of the NFL season. We are confident, and they were holding out for a lot of money. And they were being very kind of ballsy about the fact that, oh, we're going to get the money. Don't worry, he's going to start for someone.
So
So it's just funny to think that he's not.
I've never seen him play really. I don't know much about his football, ability. You know football. Is he any good?
I don't follow it enough. I don't follow the NFL like that. I follow college like that, and I just don't have enough time in my life, and that's a big part of it. So for me, it's pretty much one or the other. I passively watch the NFL. Like I didn't sit down and watch one game on Sunday. I saw some of the highlights, and that was it.
Is your team the Steelers for NFL?
Yeah, Steelers, but I also support the Dolphins good. I mean, I'm really locked into all the South Florida teams. I mean, I root for them. Marlins are my favorite. Heat's my favorite. Panthers are my favorite in hockey, and then the Dolphins are my second favorite. So, yeah, I watched a little bit of both of them. But, yeah, I don't know. And, the other thing, too, that might be happening in Miami, we've got an issue for our sports teams because there's so much going on. And you might want to argue that now, I know for me, instead of watching the NFL and watching games that kind of like bored me or that I couldn't even get, and that's unless you have the NFL package, I couldn't watch the Steelers. Dolphins is on a time I couldn't watch. I was binge watching.
You want to watch FAU?
Yeah, well, it's like I'm watching something else. And I think that might be part of it, too, that we've just got so much more to watch.
You've got to catch up on Game of Thrones.
Right.
Or
I wanted to wrap up Turn, that show on AMC. And so I was trying to, Sunday's almost like my binge watching day now. And I'd established that when it wasn't NFL season, and there wasn't anything that excited me enough that I wanted to tune in for.
Is it better than football? And if the answer is yes, then you pick that show.
Yeah, for me, honestly, I'd rather watch the highlights real quick and know what happened and get like that kind of stuff than sit there and watch it. There are so many commercials. Like it just feels like, and you know what? When you're used to binge watching and everything's connected and you get in this groove and this pattern, when you watch football now, and I think our attention spans are so jacked up from binge watching and having on-demand stuff that it's hard for us. I can't keep focus on a football game.
No, I can't either. We watch two at once.
Yeah.
All the time because one's doing the instant replay of the play that just happened that we already saw, so why do I need to watch it again?
Right. I record football games now, and I just try to stay away from stuff, and I fast forward the commercials.
Yeah.
And so I can't sit there and watch a football game and then have commercials go and then come back. I'm like, my mind's on something else or I'm on my phone. And I think that might be playing against the NFL eventually, too. And these are just guessworks. I don't know what's causing the ratings.
It could be a
down.
combination of everything you just said.
Yeah, it probably is a perfect storm of all that. I know my own personal experience. That's what happened. I was binge watching on Sunday for the 1 o'clock games.
On the baseball network, because they know everyone thinks baseball is so boring. What they do is, just like you were saying, they'll have a bunch of games that they'll have 3 announcers in the studio, and they'll go right to where the action has happened. So if the guy's got, if it's Stanton's coming up to bat for the Marlins, they'll go to him, and that's all you'll watch. But you won't watch all of the horse shit that, is boring. Like you're saying, the replays. You're right, replays take forever.
We don't have time for that anymore. Nothing will put me to sleep faster than baseball. When Panda puts on baseball and it's nighty-night time, I'm like, this is great.
I do put baseball on when I want to go to sleep. I love it, but it also relaxes me.
Yeah, so there you go. I might be part of it, playing into it. So, the NFL, it's been so ahead of the game and things like that. That might be something that they've got to figure out, where, like with everybody else, they might have to start knocking down the amount of commercials that they run during the breaks and take half of that time and do something interesting, talking about something else or showing a different part of the game and giving you like an inside perspective.
How low down or how far down the ratings are they? Did they tick down a lot?
No, I just even saw the headlines today. I was just looking up at the TV and they said NFL ratings down.
Okay.
And that's all I saw. That's the extent of what I know.
It could be down a point, and you know how this shit works. Oh my God, it's down a point, and it's not. I mean,
it doesn't make that big of a difference,
No.
but they're freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but it is something I think to, keep an eye on.
Well, it just shows that football, it's been cut. It's human.
Yeah. This story said the NFL is being devoured by its own economic model, and the ratings are down because nobody has an incentive to win, is what it says. And they feel like the NFL doesn't care about the consumer anymore. It's a form of laziness, they say, in what they're doing. So, and
that could be part of to the whole thing with the whole Super Bowl, how they always open up those tickets to the big dogs and not the common man. I mean, if you're a fan, you kind of feel like, well, fuck you, NFL.
Yeah. So, who knows? There's different feelings that are out there about what is happening. So, I don't know.
Do you even watch baseball ever?
No.
He's got too many other things on the priority list.
I mean, I don't even think you don't even sound like you're interested in baseball anymore.
No, a lot of sports, and I think it's because of my attention span, just because of time too. And I'm not the only one. I think everybody's lives are more busy now, and you've got more things to do. And not only is your job more demanding, your kids, whatever else you got going on in life, but you just got more opportunities for stuff. And so you want something that's going to give you maximum pleasure with minimum effort. And I think when you look at something that's not doing that, baseball takes too long. It's too slow. Like, I would rather just look at the highlights. Just show me the hits and the home runs, and it's like, okay, cool, I got it. Like, why would I sit there for 3 hours of my day?
It's important, though, to kind of, I know you just said we're all working so much, we're all going so fast, and, things are so crazy. It's important to slow down and not be so fucking crazy. I get that's how we're programmed to be. Life is way too short. You should enjoy things.
I hear you. You know, the problem with me, and I've gotten to this point now, I think about it a lot, is because just everything, I am wound so tight with trying to get everything done that you have to do for 5 days out of the week. It is tough for me. And when I start to unwind for the weekend, I can't get back into that groove. And I'm almost getting to myself saying, I don't know that I can unwind as much as I do on the weekend because I can't rev back up. It's kind of tough.
But do you ever get moments where you're stressed out? You're like, I got to do this, I got to do that. And then a thought comes in your head and go, you know what? One day I'm going to be on my deathbed. One day I'll be dead.
Yeah.
One day, next week.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff.
This is going to kill me.
Not a lot, but some of the stuff that I'm rushing and fighting and going through, it may not be worth it.
I think a lot of people say that. And I think absolutely. But then you know what a lot of people say is like, okay, I need a job though. I need money. And if I'm not going to do this, I'm going to get replaced. And I think a lot of people would love to get away from the rat race. I don't know of anybody that's like willingly on the wheel saying I'm happy to be here and I wish I could run faster. I think a lot of people would be like, I'd like to work a lot less and still have a decent life. And I think that's the big challenge a lot of people are going through. You know, how can I downsize my life and find something where I just have to work enough to enjoy life instead of trying to work so much? I hear you.
You got to get that second revenue source. You can't rely completely on whatever your rat race job is, because we're all in it. We're all just hamsters, not gerbils. Just hamsters
Right.
in the wheel, running, baby. You got to figure out that secondary revenue source, and that's how you do it.
And I think a lot of people are going, so what is that? Because unfortunately...
Cocaine.
Well,
Let's move some product.
Narcos,
that's why Narcos
baby.
is doing so well.
Oh, yeah. Breaking Bad did so well. Teacher selling meth.
Yeah. So what is it you're going to do? I think a lot of people are asking that. And, you know, people are venturing out and starting their own businesses, and then those businesses fail, and they're going, oh, now I'm like $50,000 in debt. And
Life's a gamble.
I hear you. That's a challenge. Yeah, I think a lot of people would. I was looking at the breakdown of like how many hours everybody works. I think America was #1 now and how much it worked. And we work like double what France does.
You're right.
Like they just chill and they make it through life and it's all good. And America is making ourselves one wound up stress ball that... And unfortunately, to play the game, these are the rules of engagement, and that's what sucks.
I'm not saying don't work hard and don't do your shit. I'm just saying, doesn't it get to a point sometimes when you're working so hard and you feel like you're going crazy?
Yeah.
You just got to say, what the fuck am I doing? What is this for? You know?
Yeah, you tell yourself that all the time.
Let me knock something off this plate that may not be worth it.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more of saying no to stuff, but then you still find yourself in that thing, and that's been my big thing is I'm saying no to a lot more. But you know, the one thing I started to realize is it felt like, I'm saying no a lot more, but exponentially the requests have gone up.
They have. And then you got to be really, really picky about what you say yes to.
Yeah.
Because you will run yourself ragged.
I hardly say yes to anything anymore. Like pretty much everything is just no, can't do it. And somehow I'm like going, I'm saying no all the time. And why am I still so freaking busy and stressed?
Because the requests have gone up.
Yeah, I guess. Just everything else. And I know that I'm not alone. I know a lot of people go through it. So it's not me. So woe is me. It's just saying I hear so many people are going through the exact same thing.
Yeah,
so.
and what I'm talking, I'm not even
We're
just
all trying to figure it out.
I'm not just talking to you. I'm just talking to anybody who's in the rat race and they're so stressed out. It gets to a point where you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
We all say that, but we don't know how to change
Nobody knows how to get out.
We're just three rats talking.
We all want out. We just can't. How do I get out of this damn thing? I'm stuck. My gosh, get me out. It's crazy.
This podcast full of hope.
No, it should be. It should be. I'm over here saying you can't.
Get out, rats.
Say fuck it. Eat a pizza and cancel on somebody.
Maybe tomorrow we can talk about solutions. That's why I tell you honestly, my biggest dream, if I can ever get to a place where it's like it's done, Key West, baby, or the Keys. I know right now they're rebuilding. You got to deal with the storm every 25 years. It just blows everything away. But
I was talking
that lifestyle, everything about it, man.
I was
that's
talking-
the pace I want.
Me and Denny's were talking when we're older, we want to go out to Colorado, Oregon, and live out in the fucking woods in a cabin. Nice
Yeah.
cabin, but be all peaceful and shit.
Kevin will go to the Keys. You'll go to Oregon. I'll go to New Orleans.
Yeah.
We'll stay in touch. We'll phone each other.
We'll be on-
We'll be like 80 years old. Hey, how you doing?
Virginia, what's going on in the dirt today?
Oh, we'll still do a show.
Of course.
I'll just call Jason and prank him and just read dirt stories.
That's fine.
All righty. Thank y'all for tuning in. You got any emails you want to drop on us for tomorrow's show, or if you figured life out, we have it. Let us know. mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.